What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Roxette. And we're going back to the 1988 album Look Sharp. I did notice on Discogs, because when I start doing these deep dives, sometimes I look at the release entry on Discogs, and Discogs will show the master release and all the different variations. I noticed the track lists and some of the versions of this album differ in terms of the next couple tracks, and indeed, there's like 4 or 5 tracks left in the folder, so I assume this is an expanded, or not I assume, it's a 2018 remaster, but I didn't realize when I started going through it that it wasn't just a remaster, but there's obviously been some, B-side or other tunes that are thrown into the folder, so yeah, but the next tune in the track list and the folder that I have access to, which again I believe is the 2018 remaster disc 1, is parenthetically, I Could Never, and then regularly, Give You Up. Which the general or the overall phrase is pretty straightforward. The idea that someone is almost addicted to another person, just they can't give up the idea of being with them, of experiencing them, or experiencing things with this other person. But it's interesting to use the parenthetical because parentheticals are designed that you can read it for the aside, the information or perspective that is presented in aside to the rest of the passage, but they're designed so that you can read them without, and if you read it without the parenthetical here, give you up, it seems to be running the other way. It seems to be saying, maybe not, I'm definitely going to, but at least it doesn't feel like a rejection of that possibility. It feels like a stipulation or a statement of that possibility. So it's an interesting way to phrase the title with parentheticals, but assuming that the overall phrase, parentheticals notwithstanding, that is the sentiment, then yeah, it speaks to someone who maybe they even want to, maybe they actually wouldn't mind getting away from this other person, or maybe they feel that this person isn't the best overall for them, but they can't tear themselves away, they can't let it go, or they don't want to let it go. So yeah, I feel like maybe there could be some tension in that dynamic, but generally speaking it seems more positive. So let's find out. This is Roxette, I Could Never, Give You Up, with I Could Never being a parenthetical. Big percussion.
Lost in the love of another, I followed the moon and the sun, and I thought it would take me forever to find a place where I belong. I watch a rainbow rise and give you all I've got. I could never give you all. Show The way you make true love shine. The way you make true love shine.
That little keyboard flourish.
Make true love shine.
Oh, it's the guitar. It was the guitar. Beautiful tune, and that guitar, it had this sort of, I'm gonna say like Islander sort of feel, but it had this I'm on the beach, you know, looking out at the rain perhaps. I think there was a line in there, something to that effect, but it felt very like in a natural environment kind of sound. And, you know, translating that to the idea of this natural fit where just, you know, I can't, or I could never get over you. Is it get over you? Suddenly it's like, give you up. What am I saying? But yeah, ultimately I enjoyed the feeling of the song sonically seeming to match the sentiment, which again, it felt like I'm never gonna give you up was a very genuine thing about, you know, feeling like someone brings out the absolute best emotion in you. It didn't feel more complicated, like, I can't give up on this person even though it's not always great, or, you know, there's problems that arise from our connection. So it didn't feel like that at all. It felt like I Could Never Give You Up was much more sincere. But yeah, another really well constructed pop tune. Per hitting some of those vocals surprised me in one or two of the moments. I enjoyed that. Mary's vocals, they don't really surprise me anymore, but they're always just immense to hear and just, you know, blow my mind away. So even though this one wasn't one of her most towering, commanding, demands your attention sort of vocal performances, when she did come in and that there was that section where it was really kind of isolated on her, of course it worked fantastically. So a really well composed tune. Again, I'm thinking of a couple different people who mentioned they just make really nice and tight pop tracks, and I'm definitely feeling that. So yeah, another cool one. Do let me know what you think of this. As I said, there's a few more tracks. I think the next one is one that is on the original album, but I think after that the tracks are, like I said, B-sides, bonus tunes, maybe non-album singles, but there's a few more in the folder. So we'll go through all of those, but do let me know what you think of this. I will see you next time. Peace.